What's up, guys? Today we're coming at you with a Shaddoll deck profile, a pure Shaddoll deck profile. So let's jump into the deck profile and see what we're coming at you with. We're running 3 Shaddoll Beast. Shaddoll Beast is, one of the best Shaddolls in the deck. The fact that he can sit there and get you the free draws that you want. When you flip him, draw 2. When he's sent, you draw 1. And sometimes that's enough to get your opponent to throw an ash out there for you. So I like to run him at 3. Very, very useful. Also, running 2 Shaddoll Dragon. Shaddoll Dragon is good for make sure you get that back row removal pushed off. Any type of spell or trap that's being very problematic when he's sent to the graveyard, you can take care of that. If he's on the field and he's flipped, be able to spin that monster back up or card back up is very useful. We're also running 2 Squamata. Squamata is, every Shaddoll in one. The fact is, when you send him to the graveyard off of a card effect, he's going to be whatever. He's going to send another Shaddoll, either it be your spells, the traps, the monsters, whatever you need at the time, he is that. Also, too, when he's on the field and he's flipped face up, he's able to destroy one monster, so that's very useful, too. We're also running 2 Hedgehog. Hedgehog, helps you to be able to get your search off the flip for the spell cards, so you won't be able to get your Shaddoll fusion in hand as fast as possible, and Hedgehog can help you do that. Also, too, if he's sent to the graveyard off a card effect, just to be able to make sure that you can get a Shaddoll monster to the hand is very useful. And lastly, for the Shaddolls, we're running 3 Falco. Falco is, I believe you need him at 3 right now. He's almost a mandatory. You want to be able to see him in hand, because once you get your construct onto the field, you want to be able to make sure you can keep construct on the field, because we only got her at 1, and you don't want her to get called by the grave. So you want to make sure you can get her back on the field, even if it's face down, to make sure you can keep extending your plays with her as much as possible. We're also running a Mekk-Knight engine in here, and we're running 1 Mekk-Knight Blue. Mekk-Knight Blue can be very useful. He helps get you those big searches that you want. If your opponent has 2 in a column and you special summon it in front of it, you're gonna get that big search, and that's what you want to help you start getting those big plus, extending your plays. Same thing with purple. Purple is just to be able to help you get those searches that you want, help you be able to extend your plays. Also, too, he's gonna be able to clear out a spot, get you the search, and then come back in the next phase, the next turn, and be able to get that good massive push that you want to do. Same thing with Indigo. Indigo helps you to be able to switch up your monster positions, and that can be very useful, especially when you start doing your link plays, be able to clear out spots, clear out fusion monster spots. That way you can also be able to do some more fusion plays. I'm also running 1 Mekk-Knight Red and 1 Mekk-Knight Yellow. These 2 are very good for field clearance. Red to be able to make sure that you can pop, face up monsters. Yellow to be able to make sure you can clear off the spell and traps is very, very good. That can be helpful to whatever plays you might want to do. Like I said, you do not want to run in the back row or too many crazy monsters, and this can help you do that by banishing out Mekk-Knights. We're also running 3 of the Turtle Hermit, the Master of the Kamehameha, the Mathematician. To be able to Foolish Burial on summon is very useful. Helps you to be able to get to plays that you want to start getting set up, get the monsters in your graveyard that you need. Also, on top of that, we're running 1 Dotscaper and 1 Glow Up Bulb. Dotscaper and Glow Up Bulb will both help you to keep monsters on board that you need to go into your link plays, and also too, they're both earths and help you go into your Shikanaga plays. So that could be very useful for whatever play you want to do for that. We're also running a few hand traps. We're running 2 Ghost Ogre. Like I said, you go into your Altergeist matchups, you go into your Trickstar matchups, things like that. You can have those spell and trap cards that could be very, very problematic to you. And whenever they activate those effects, crack it. If you go against a Pendulum player and they have that Electromite out there, this would be very useful to hit you on top of that. But he's also good. He's construct food too. We're also running 3 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler, like I said, you have the Electrum out there, you hit that monster at the right time, it's going to slow down a lot of those plays. Just certain monsters, when they start to get those searches or start to do certain effects, just go on here with the Effect Veiler and slow them down for a little bit. And that is it for our monsters. For our spell cards, we're running 2 Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness just helps us get this quick draw straight through the deck. You know, if we have clunky hands, this will be able to even it out, and that's what we want to do. We're also running one foolish barrel. This could be whatever you need at the time, whether it be an upstart, whether it be an MST, you know, things of that nature, a rota. If it has to be that, you can do that, help you extend your plays and help set up your boards. The same thing with Monster Reborn, it helps extend some more plays. We don't have Soul Charge now, but since we don't, we're gonna need Reborn monsters when we need them. We're also running the main card that you want to see first turn, you know, your Shaddoll Fusion. And this card is very, very good, especially going second. You know, most decks nowadays are going to be running something out of the extra deck. So the fact is, if they have an extra deck monster out there, plop this down on the table. If they don't have an Ash to get rid of it right then and there, you know, go and send your monsters to the graveyard, bring out whatever you need to, and start hitting your opponent over the head. We're also running 3 El Shaddoll Fusion. This is just to make sure that we get to a fusion as fast as possible. Also, too, this is good to help to make sure we get those OTK boards on field. You know, when you start pushing with a Shikanaga or a Construct on top of other monsters behind it, and then go right into a window after that, or whatever you have to go into, that can help set up some major OTK boards. And lastly, for the spells, we can have a super polymerization because there's so many crazy attributes out there right now, and the fact is this is a speed spell 4 that your opponent can't activate to it. It's very, very useful. Suck up that monster they got over there to be problematic to you, and then also to get a good monster or even pluses out of it. And that is it for our main deck. For the extra deck, we're running 2 El Shaddoll Shikanaga. Shikanaga is just, you know, the big booty girl out there. You know, you want to be able to get her out there, be able to make sure you can stop those special summon monster effects. Is very, very useful. We also got the return of our girl El Shaddoll Construct. She's finally back. She's finally back. The fact is, we got her at 1. She's not at 3 like the OCG. But the fact that when you get her out there, she get that plus power play that you want to get so bad, and help you extend the plays that you want to. Just be able to make sure you protect her, because when she goes to the graveyard or something like that, you do not want to get called by the grave, because that could really wreck a lot of your plays. We're also running 3 El Shaddoll Winda. Winda is just, you know, hate on the special summons. Just get this out there. Make sure your opponent stops doing all the crazy special summons. Limit to 1 special summon, and they're just going to have to deal with it after that. We're also running 1 Trishula. Trishula is just good for, you know, making sure your opponent, if they get in that bad situation where they're top decking and you can get them to hit that 1 monster, that 1 spell, and 1 trap out of the hand, or 1 monster, 1 out of the hand, field, or graveyard, just whatever you got to do, get that hit, and that can really put your opponent in a bad position. Same thing with Cyframe Lord Omega. You want to keep ripping that card out of your opponent's hand. Make sure that you can keep putting pressure on them. Also, to clear out the extra monsters on spot, and if it's destroyed, be able to spend whatever cards you need back into the deck and use it as another resource. We're running 1 Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose is just very useful for being able to hit the reset button. There's so many times that this card's pulled me out of situations. Also, too, you got the Glow Up Bulb in the deck. If it's in the graveyard, you already use this effect, banish it out. If your opponent has a face down monster, pull it into attack mode, make us attack 0, and hit for major damage. We're also running a few links. We're running the 1 Lamphonicus and the Wee Wee Witch Apprentice. This is pretty much your generics for the deck. You want to make sure you get one of these 2 out there, either to bump up your dark monsters or just to be able to get a good arrows pointing down with your Lamphonicus. This just help to extend your plays and help get more of your fusion plays out there. We're also running the 1 Borlo Dragon, because Borlo, he's not Boar Sword, but Borlo can still do some massive things for you. You know, be able to make sure that if your opponent can't deal with it right then and there, you're almost hitting the win button on it, because if they don't have a kaiju or a way to get over it, they're gonna have to be pretty big to get over it. So he's still a problem card. And we're also running the Nightmare Engine, which is 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and the 1 Nightmare Unicorn. These are just to help to make sure that if you need it out for something, you can do it. And also, too, if you get the links right, you know, they can be very problematic and have to get rid of them. You got the Nightmare Cerberus to be able to take care of monsters, the Phoenix to be able to take care of the back row, and also the Unicorn just to be able to spin something back that could be very problematic. And that is it for our extra deck. For our side deck options, this is a very OTK heavy base deck. If you start getting your OTKs set up, you want to start, pushing, make sure there's no back rows, things like that. So that's why we set up this sideboard. And speaking of that, we also want to look at the attributes, because our Dino Wrestler is very good. It's an earth. It also be able to special summon itself, also be a good beater, and also be able to clear off field. It's very useful for you to be able to go for big swings, and also to clear off field is very, very useful. Like I said, we do not want to see back row, so we run 3 Deco Senka, because if you go in against the matchup, they set 5. You do not want to sit there and flop down El Shaddoll Fusion when they have 5 back rows. So you want to make sure that you normal summon her. If they don't have a warning or something like that, some way to deal with her, you might be, cush. You might be a little bit good. But also too, she's a light, so that's going to help you with you getting your construct on board. We're also running 3 Twin Twister just to make sure that there's no problems with the back row. We want to push off the back row as much as possible, get all the problems out the way. Same thing with the front row. We want to make sure we get all the monsters out the way. So we run 1 Dark Hole and 1 Raigeki, just make sure we get rid of the problem cards. We do not run a Kaiju engine, but a Kaiju engine is very, very useful for this, especially with the different attributes of the Shaddolls. Depending on how you might want to run your Shaddoll deck, that could be very useful to you. We got Kaiju Slumber back. It's very useful, so that could be a very good option. Same thing, we got 2 Unevenly Matched. This, there's a lot of decks that set up a lot of negates, so if you can bait through all the negates, get those crazy monsters off the board and just limit it down to what you want to deal with, it can be very useful to you. So Unevenly Matched is very much, I played a 2 of, I recommend you play a 2 of bare minimum, but if you can get a 3rd one in there, I suggest you running 3. And lastly, for the sideboard, we're running 3 Red Reboot, because like I said, there are a lot of traps out there that can be very problematic, and you don't want to run into them. And if you can spin it down, make them wait a turn and get that OTK push in, that's what you want to do. But that is it for the deck profile, guys. We want to thank you guys. We know we've been away for a little bit. We thank you for your patience. We thank you for your love and your support. We're going to be doing more stuff for you guys. And guys, we just want to say thank you, and we love you, and we're out.